Hello dear fans, friends and subscribers of Cricket Happening. Welcome to this late night cricket edition of the Cricket Happening show today. As you know, normally on Saturdays it's always a late cricket show, as you all know. So this is a very late edition today. Now, as far as this Cricket Happening show goes, what I'm going to talk about is, one, we are going to hark back to yesterday's match. Now, I'm not going to hark back to the Indian Premier League, because as you know, my Cricket Happening show contains subscribers from all parts of the world. So I have to necessarily, so I wouldn't say that today it is like a cricket report or a cricket summary. I could call it probably a cricket capsule coming up for you, dear friends and subscribers. And the cricket capsule will start with the first one-day international, which was played at Aberdeen between Scotland and England, where England got a slight scare, even though they won the match, with a very little-known batsman by the name Michael Leask slamming sixes at well, and really giving a sort of a, not a big scare I would say, but a sort of a scare. But unfortunately his wicket was gone and England won the match. Ian Bell played a very, very impressive knock. Now, as far as the Indian Premier League 2014 was concerned, we had two games today, which I'll be talking about, and then I'll be going on to the cricket news that would have definitely made headlines. The reason being, Darren Sammy, the West Indian captain, he has actually retired, but not retired from all the forms of cricket. He has retired from Test cricket for sure. So that is some news which I would like to dwell about it a bit here. Now, the first thing that I would like to do is, first I'll be taking you to the one-day international which was played between Scotland and England. As I said, I have cricket, a lot of friends and subscribers in this Cricket Happening show all over the world. So really thanks to them, this Cricket Happening show is really a great success, no doubt about that. So let's talk about this game. This game was between Scotland and England, and it was played at the Manor Park in Aberdeen. As you know, there are going to be two one-day internationals. So this was the first one-day international which was played at the ground here in Ireland, and England were the ones who batted first. Well, they put on a very good score of 106. In fact, it was not a one-day international match. It was actually it was a one-day international match, but because of the rain, the match was truncated, and it was became a 20 overs a side affair, where it's basically a 20-20 match, one could say. And England, of their quota of 20 overs, made 167 for 6. As I said, Ian Bell played a very good knock of 50 of 34 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes, 44 coming from Alistair Cook of 47 balls with 4 fours, 31 from Ian Morgan of 23 balls with 3 fours. Other than that, only the top three actually fired. Other than that, there was nothing much to talk about, barring Joe Root, who contributed 17 of 6 balls with 4 fours. So as far as the bowling goes for the Ireland team, well, I would say I'm just trying to see the most successful bowler was Josh Davey, 4 overs, no made in 28 runs and 3 wickets, and 2 for 36 for R. Taylor. So that was as far as the Scotland innings were concerned. Well, Scotland, if you look at that card, they were really struggling. In fact, to reach 167, in fact, if you look at the margin that England won by is 39 runs, and that was due to the fact that even though Ireland were struggling at one point of time, I would say, let's say when Leask came, actually they were 70 for 4 at one stage when Machan was out, and after that, as I said, this particular player, a little-known player actually, by the name Michael Leask, came in and started hammering sixes that well, and Treadwell was the one who had to suffer from his blade. I said it was not a big scare, but definitely, the way Michael Leask was unleashing the sixes, and look at that knock that he played. He really rampaged 42 runs of just 16 deliveries with 2 fours and 5 sixes, and majority of those sixes coming of the bowling of the bowling of James Treadwell, the off spinner. So, and other than that, there were contributions coming in from Machan, who made 33 of 38 balls with 4 fours, And one more person who reached the double figures was Huck, who made 18 of 17 balls with 2 fours. And in the end, England won the match definitely, with Scotland making 133 for 9 of their 20 overs. There was not much to really talk about. As I said, Momsen was out for 9. And looking at the bowling, one thing that I would like to talk about here is that yesterday it was the debut for the left-arm seamer Harry Gurney, who actually has done well on the domestic circuit and has merited. As I said, for England, left-arm seamers have been a real rarity. So it was really very good to see Harry Gurney in action. And Harry Gurney, who making his ODI debut, really did wonderfully well. Look at his bowling figures. He bowled 4 overs, but he couldn't pick up any wicket, but gave away 20 runs. 2 for 22 for James Anderson. But James Treadwell, who came for some severe tap from the bat of Michael Leask, had the most successful bowling figures of 4 overs, no maiden, 41 runs and 4 wickets. And Ravi Bopara took 2 for 26. The player of the match, because of his big hitting, Michael Leask, took away the man of the match award. And what a knock that was. He said he rampaged 42 of 16 balls with 2 fours and 5 sixes. So that is as far as that match is concerned. Now the focus is shifting on to the Indian Premier League matches. So as I said, it's not going to be a summary. I'm just going to touch on it briefly. The first match today, which was played, was the 32nd match of the Indian Premier League 2014, which was played at the Firozshah Kotla in Delhi. It was between Delhi Daredevils and the Sunrisers Hyderabad. The toss was won by the Sunrisers Hyderabad, who decided to actually put the Delhi Daredevils into bat. Well, Delhi Daredevils, if you look at the Delhi Daredevils knock, one thing that I would like to talk about, they made 143 for 7 of their 20 overs. If you look at that particular card there, Quinton de Kock was out for 7. Today, Quinton de Kock had a new opener, and there was none other than the Delhi Daredevils captain Kevin Peterson, who was trying to find the form, but finally he definitely got into form today by blazing some boundaries and sixes, as he contributed 35 of 19 deliveries with 4 fours and 2 sixes. Mayank Agarwal contributed 25 of 18 balls with 4 fours. Dinesh Karthik was looking pretty good. In fact, the scoop shot that he played of Dale Steyn for a 6 was really marvelous. And Karthik contributed 39 of 30 balls with 1 4 and 2 sixes. 21 coming in from Lakshmi Ratan Shukla of 22 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. And in the end, probably one has to really doff the hat to the Sunrisers Hyderabad bowlers, because the last 5 overs, when probably one calls it the death overs, and look at what tremendous bowling the bowlers did. Especially it was Dale Steyn, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and I thought it was Irfan Pathan, who bowled excellently to keep the keep the Delhi Daredevils batsmen in real check, and especially considering that JP Dumini and Kedar Jadhav were always been really electrifying in the sense they have been contributing in a great measure, but today it was not to be. And thanks to those bowlers such as Dale Steyn, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Irfan Pathan, actually giving away just probably 20 runs in that last 5 overs that they bowled in between them, which was good to see. And Delhi Daredevils were restricted to 143 for 7 of their 20 overs. Looking at the bowling first, Dale Steyn was absolutely on the money. 4 overs for 20 runs with 2 wickets to his name. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, as usual, very economical, 4 overs, 23 runs, 1 wicket. Karan Sharma was costly, 3 overs cost him 29 runs. Moises Henriques, 3 overs, went for 26 with 2 wickets to his name. Amit Mishra became the second bowler in the history of Indian Premier League to go to 100 wickets in IPL appearances. As the record was held by the first person to reach the 100 wicket mark was Lasith Malinga from Mumbai Indians. But today it was Amit Mishra who reached that coveted mark when he bowled 3 overs for 23 runs and taking 2 wickets. Irfan Pathan 3 overs for 18. As far as the Sunrisers Hyderabad innings was concerned, it was a real shame. After a score of 143, the Sunrisers Hyderabad they got into it, but it was very difficult for them because the equation was pruned down because of rain, from 15, 97 of 15, and then finally it came to 43 of 5, and finally it was David Warner with 12 of 9 balls with 1-4, and Naman Oja not out on 13 of 3 with of just 3 deliveries. He just faced 3 deliveries because it was very essential that if Sunrisers Hyderabad had to win the match with the Duckworth-Lewis method, they had to make 43 runs of the last 5 overs. As that was decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method. The target was pruned down because of rain to 43 from 5 overs, and the job was completed very well by Naman Oja, who cracked 2 sixes when he hit a winning 6 of the bowling of Lakshmi Ratan Shukla. He had 13 unbeaten runs to his name of just 3 deliveries with 2 sixes. David Warner was not out on 12 of 9 balls with 1-4. The only persons who were out in the Sunrisers Hyderabad innings were the openers. Aaron Finch was bowled by Shukla. Rahul Shukla playing his game today. First game in the IPL 2014, 4 of 7 balls. You know, Rahul Shukla did very well in the Indian Premier League 2013, and you know, due to competition he was kept out, but today he came in and I thought he bowled well. No, in fact he gave away 13 runs, and Shikhar Dhawan, the captain, was out for 4 to the bowling of Siddharth Kaul. So 44 for 2, and Sunrisers Hyderabad winning this match by the Duckworth-Lewis method by 8 wickets. And as far as the bowling was concerned, Mohammad Shami, I'm not really going to get into the bowling figures, doesn't really matter. Dale Steyn for his splendid bowling figures of 2 for 20, and keeping the Delhi Daredevils batting in check, was named man of the match. Now let's have a look at the final match that happened in the today in the Indian Premier League, and this was between the Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings. As you know, Mumbai always held the wood over Chennai Super Kings in IPL appearances, IPL matches, but today it was not to be, as Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Chennai Super Kings captain, with a very cool head, when 11 runs were required of the final over, saw to it that his team won the match by 4 wickets by getting this 11 runs of a Kiran Pollard over by slamming him for a 6, and then the winning hit was a boundary where the Mahendra Singh Dhoni took his Chennai Super Kings team to victory. Just looking at the game, there was definitely something in for the bowlers, with Mumbai batting first. It was the Mumbai Indians who actually batted first after the Chennai Super Kings captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni won the toss and inserted them on the Mumbai Indians home ground at the Wankhede Stadium here in Mumbai, and Mumbai made 157 for 6. But what was seen was that there was definitely something in for the bowlers. There was some bounce, there was some turn available, and when you look at the card of the Mumbai Indians, well, Lendl Simmons today was unleashed as an opener, and Lendl Simmons definitely, you know, Ben Dunk was given a long rope, but Ben Dunk was not really firing, and he was replaced by Lendl Simmons, and that was a good choice according to me. And Lendl Simmons made it count by making a runnable stuff, making 38 of 38 deliveries with 3 fours and 2 sixes. Gautam was out for 9 to the bowling of Badri. Ambati Rayudu, you know, he has been struggling. He has not been getting lots of runs under his belt. It was very essential, and today Ambati Rayudu showed some real skills here by slamming 59 of 43 balls with 2 fours and 4 sixes. Other than that, Rohit Sharma was out for 19 of 19 balls. Kiran Pollard, well, he was a goner to the bowling of Ashwin for a duck. Ashwin actually picked up 3 wickets for 30 runs of his quota, and Corey Anderson towards the end hitting 2 sixes in a unbeaten knock of 18 of 6 balls, and the Mumbai Indians score went to 157 for 6 of their 20 overs. The bowling, Badri bowled well, I thought, but his fielding was not good. He dropped some catches in the fence. 4 overs no made and 1 for 34. Ishwar Pandey 4 overs 1 for 34. Jadeja none for 33. Mohit Sharma was good as ever, 1 for 26 for him. Ravichandran Ashwin picked up 3 wickets for 30 runs. As far as Chennai Super Kings innings were concerned, well, they couldn't get a good start, but the good thing was for Chennai Super Kings was that even though Brendan McCullum was an early victim to the bowling of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Dwayne Smith stood over there like a colossus, in the sense he really understood the needs of the game, and he had to stay there at the crease. And he also, while he was staying at the crease, as you know, Dwayne Smith, whenever he stays at the crease, he was definitely tested, I thought. Today, as you know, Zahir Khan, today was the first game for Praveen Kumar, who was selected in place of Zahir Khan, because Zahir Khan is injured and he's out of the Indian Premier League 2014, as you all know. and Praveen Kumar really gave a testing time to Dwayne Smith by moving the ball both ways. In fact, he got the ball to jag in, jag out, and Dwayne Smith was really tested at that particular moment. And I thought Praveen Kumar was the only one who troubled Dwayne Smith. Other than that, Lasith Malinga for sure, no doubt about that. And in fact, Lasith Malinga and Bhuvneshwar and Praveen Kumar bowled in the good areas, and that really troubled the Chennai Super Kings batsman. Dwayne Smith, well, he was the highest scorer, and as you know, he has made it a real habit, Dwayne Smith, of picking up man of the matches for Chennai Super Kings in the Indian Premier League 2014. And what a gain that has been for the Chennai Super Kings. He was bought by Chennai Super Kings. Last year he played for, till so far he has played for Mumbai Indians, and in this particular Chennai Super Kings success in the IPL 2014, I think Dwayne Smith is really replaying a great hand, and it has turned out to be a great success, and especially the partnership of Dwayne Smith and Brendan McCullum, even though it was not to be in this particular match, but most of the matches they have been delivering the goods. And today Dwayne Smith once again did his bit by hitting Bumrah for sixes, and he batted excellently to make 57 of 51 balls with 5 fours and 3 sixes, took away the man of the match award. Suresh Raina made 19 of 11 balls with 3 fours. Du Plessis this was the time when probably the Mumbai Indians could have really got into the game, because there was a stage when Mumbai Indians were 129 for 3. It soon became 147 for 6 due to the fact that Lasith Malinga bowling a pinpoint Yorker, uprooting the stumps of Du Plessis for 31 of 24 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. And then Ravindra Jadeja was a goner. As he was gone, his middle stump was gone to the bowling of Malinga for 6. And when Manhas was run out, suddenly the pressure was building, and the score read in the 19th over, when Manhas was out, it was 147. But everyone knew that a cool as a cucumber captain like Mahendra Singh Dhoni of Chennai Super Kings was definitely going to take them to victory, and that was it. Kieron Pollard was the one who was entrusted with the last over. It was really surprising, because Kieron Pollard was the most costliest bowler, and he was actually, but again, I would say Rohit Sharma had few choices, because all the other bowlers had actually bowled out their full quota, and he had to plump for Kieron Pollard. But Kieron Pollard, well, he was dispatched for a 6 and a 4 of 2 consecutive balls by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and that was it. The 11 runs were garnered in the 3 deliveries by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni had an unbeaten 22 of 12 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. Ashwin was not out on not, and Chennai Super Kings had sailed to victory here. In fact, they got to the victory, but they were really made to work hard to get this victory by Mumbai Indians, and Chennai Super Kings won the match by 4 wickets. Now, looking at the bowling, I thought Praveen Kumar initially was very good against Dwayne Smith, 4 overs 2 for 31. Malinga, well, what to say about this great bowler, always keeps on plugging on and on and on, and once again his figures reflected 4 overs for just 15 runs and 2 wickets. Bumrah looked good in patches, 4 overs none for 33. Harbhajan Singh, who has been having a very wonderful time as far as the Indian Premier League 2014 is concerned for Mumbai Indians, once again continued to impress by bowling 4 overs for 22 runs. Pollard, as I said, was the most costliest bowler from the Mumbai Indians, 2.3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 42. Very rarely one finds Kieron Pollard being taken for runs, but today, yes, he was definitely targeted. Corey Anderson bowled 1 over for 11 runs, and as I said, Dwayne Smith taking away the man of the match award. Now, there are 2 matches which are coming up tomorrow. I'm trying to see which are those matches. Yes, tomorrow is a Sunday. I'm sure there could be a real sellout crowd. One of the matches which is coming up, the first match which is coming up tomorrow, is between Kings XI Punjab versus the Kolkata Knight Riders at the Baravati Stadium in Cuttack, and the second match which is coming up between Royal Challengers Bangalore and Rajasthan Royals. So that is 2 matches which are coming up tomorrow, dear fans and subscribers. And well, as I said before I leave this cricket happening show, I would like to talk about the news that Darren Sammy. Now, as you know, the other day there was the news that came in from the West Indies is that Dinesh Ramadhin, the wicketkeeper batsman, was named the Test captain of the West Indies cricket team. Now, probably that was the reason Darren Sammy had decided. Darren Sammy, according to me, is a very brilliant character, and I thought he was like a breath of fresh air for the West Indies cricket team. Especially, yes, he's definitely there to entertain the crowds, no doubt about it. He's there in the one-day internationals, he's there in the T20s, so he has just decided, as has been happening nowadays, as you know, every player doesn't retire completely, they just retire from one part of the game, and Darren Sammy has also done the same. He has decided to say goodbye to Test cricket and concentrate on the T20 and one-day international version. I think he's absolutely suited for that version, no doubt. But probably the ouster, in the sense, as you know, we also saw that the West Indies Cricket Board in this T20 World Cup, they actually got Dwayne Bravo. It was the one-day internationals. I think Dwayne Bravo was captaining the side, and then in the T20, it is Darren Sammy is the specialist captain. Now, well, as I said, Darren Sammy has done a great job. According to me, he's one of those real pillars of the West Indian cricket, according to me, because, as I said, he's a breath of fresh air for the West Indies cricket team. He's a great character. He's very determined, and you know, I really feel. I mean, probably that was the reason he was influenced. One does not know, but Darren Sammy has really taken it sportively, and he has said that he's retired from Test cricket. I think West Indies will definitely be poorer without the services of Darren Sammy in Test cricket. Even though Darren Sammy, I wouldn't say, he has definitely done some very good performances with the ball in Test matches. One would remember his 7 wickets that he took against England. That is one of those things which really come to mind. He also has one Test done to his credit as far as Test matches go. But one thought it was really an early retirement for Darren Sammy from Test cricket. And I'm sure I probably could have played more Test matches. But nevertheless, well, I'm very happy to say that Darren Sammy has not retired from all cricket. He has only retired from Test cricket. He's still there, and I thought he's a great entertainer. And one thing I can tell you, I think he is one of the cleanest hitters of a cricket ball. And not only that, it's not only a matter of hitting the ball cleanly, and he is one of the very powerful hitters, one of the cleanest and the most powerful hitters of cricket ball in today's game, in the sense in today's cricket. He's such a player. He definitely falls in that particular category, no doubt about that. And I've always enjoyed Darren Sammy, whether he's batting, bowling, and he's a very live wire fielder too. So he has been a real live wire. And well, I thought, but Darren Sammy, well, one is happy that Darren Sammy is still there in one-day internationals and also T20 cricket. Well, so that really brings an end to my cricket happening show on a Saturday. I hope you all enjoyed it. As I said, it was a very brief cricket, really in brief. Well, tomorrow I'll again be back to cover both those matches for you, dear fans and subscribers. Well, nothing else to really add. On this note, I would like to end my cricket happening show today, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Until then, it's good night.